So my friend Robert is a runner, and he met this girl at the gym, and he wanted to go out with her. So he invited her out on a running date. Let's do a 10K together, he said. And she said, I'll think about it. And eventually she got back to him and said, sure, let's do it next week. And when they met up, she was really happy to see him. And she said, I'm so impressed. I looked you up and I found out you can do a 10K in under 50 minutes. That's awesome. And he was charmed at first, but then he was also taken aback because he's like, wait a minute, this is my first date with her, and she's checking me out on the internet, figuring out all the stuff she could about me before we even talk. He said, I wanted this to be a little bit more romantic of a process of getting to know each other, sharing information turn by turn, and building up some kind of private space. And he felt invaded in his privacy by her searching. And she, on the other hand, of course, has every right to find out all there is to be found out about Robert. So they had an internet citizenship conflict right there. And our course is going to discuss this kind of issue and find out how your behavior shapes the internet, but also what is the right thing to do. And in this case, with Robert and his first date, what was lacking, in my observation, was a moment of mutuality. In other words, if the girl had asked Robert, say, I'd love to go running with you, but what kind of times do you have? I'm just curious. If she would have asked him, he could have negotiated that conversation with her and made it transparent that this was an interesting thing to talk about, and everybody would have known that question was asked. So the asking of the question would have been transparent, except she did all the searching in hiding, as it were, without telling him about it. And so that creates an asymmetry between the two people who are about to know each other. That's one of the questions of internet citizenship, is how can we make the process of information sharing truly mutual? How can everybody who's involved be equally knowledgeable about what's going on? This is very, very complicated because the internet is full of technology that's hard to understand, full of acronyms that obscure things, full of secrets, mysteries, and business deals. And in this course, I want to work with you to make the mysteries a little bit more transparent as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to all be in a virtual classroom online, participating in this process of making things more and more transparent to each other, but also to the internet. And the key thing that we're doing here that's a little unusual is that we're going to share our work with each other. I'm going to share my work with you, you're going to share your work with me, but you're also going to share your work with other participants in the course. Like this, we're not going to look at how good you are on your own and how much you know on your own, but how much knowledge we can produce and share together. And that process is a process of building a small community, a model community, a sandbox, if you will. Within that sandbox, we'll explore many of the dynamics of internet citizenship through direct experience. This experience then will hopefully allow you to become the kind of participant in the internet you want to be. So instead of being an internet consumer, you'll be an internet participant. Instead of being an observer, you're going to be an innovator. And that's exactly our course goal, to give you the confidence and the ability to innovate on your own behalf, say in preparation for a better date, or on behalf of a corporation in preparation for better relationships with customers.